So recently, unmarried 52-year-old Claudia Jordan got asked in a recent interview, hey, what do you wish someone had told you about dating in your 50s and in your 40s that would have really helped you at this time in your life where you're single and still looking for a husband? The host wanted to know, what advice do you wish you'd have gotten at the height of your career of being an American TV personality, a radio host, actress, former model? What would have helped you and landed you in a better place when it comes to dating and relationships? And in short, she basically said, I wish I would have known that I didn't have as much time as I thought I did. And the irony in that response is, yes, we're talking about the same Claudia Jordan, because I remember this, who, when she was on this panel on Fox Soul, were comedically reacting, laughing, and making light, almost acting like they were happy at the announcement of the death of Kevin Samuels. And the irony in her response to the dating advice she wished she got when she was probably at the height and the peak of her attraction is the exact same type of advice and messaging that Kevin Samuels and many men today try to get women to understand. But here she is, and here we go.
What do you wish someone had told you about dating like in your 40s and 50s back then?
You know, you think that when you're ready to settle down, that there's always going to be a lot of supply on the shelves, and it's not. Like at this age, a lot of the good guys are married or taken because they're good guys. And I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I'm like, well, your best bet now is maybe someone that a good man that maybe is coming out of a marriage, getting a divorce. So, you know, I think in our youth, and I would like people to know this, when they're younger, we think, oh, there's always going to be an endless supply. I can wait till tomorrow. Don't put off your happiness waiting. You know, if you find that good person, like a lot of times we wait, well, it's not the right time. It's never going to be like the right time. I would say go for it more. I wish I would have told someone told me just go for it. I probably have overlooked a good candidate before, you know, like maybe.
Why is that?
Probably. The irony here is just crazy because she's pretty much saying everything that men have been trying to share with strong, independent women who outprice themselves out of the dating market and think they will be attractive to men forever.
That though.
Me thinking the timing thing, maybe prioritizing career. You know, I definitely was always like work. I never thought I had enough cushion built up to like relax and take my foot off the gas and start a family.
And then that just go on and on and on, and then you be 100 years old and you like, it's still working.
Still working. And I think I will say specifically with Black women especially, I feel like we don't really have the luxury to think that we can kind of take time off like that, you know? And I specifically say Black women because like we're usually the backbone of everything, you know, not even just with our families, but with our friend circles. Like it's always something for us to do. We're always taking care of somebody else. I don't have children, but I'm always like feeding a friend or taking care of someone or helping somebody out or doing a favor. And I think that's a cape that we put on ourselves. No one told us to do this.
Right.
It's just something in us that we do. And if you think about the Black woman in your life, you probably think, she's like a superwoman for everybody else. When does she slow down for herself? I think with Black women specifically, it's harder for us to ever feel like we can just kind of take a break. We have to be like all gas, no brakes. I don't think we have the luxury of feeling like, okay, I can take a breather now and relax. And I think it's really sad. You know, there's all these statistics about.
You don't have the luxury. Why don't you have the luxury? Why? If you don't have kids, why aren't you focusing on prioritizing your family? And this comes down to the idea of this codependence within the sisterhood, right? This feminist mindset of being your sister's keeper, building your community without men, when you should be getting under the loving guidance of a man, submit, being quiet a little bit more often, and watching your friends struggle from afar. FathersHaveRights.com is the sponsor of this channel, where our expert attorney put it plainly. Every marriage ends. Yes, every marriage ends. It ends in death or it ends in divorce. That's why people have a will, life insurance, and that's why you should have a prenup. It's not about expecting the worst. It's about being responsible enough to prepare just in case. And if you're engaged, proposing, or soon to be married, click the link pinned to the top of the comment section to take the first step. Don't wait, join the hundreds of future husbands protecting their marriages the right way.
About 45%, 65% of Black women will never get married, you know, and we're out here taking care of everybody else and not getting taken care of. And I think it's really sad. I think we self-impose this cape on ourselves to save the world.
Why?
Look at all the marches. Look at all, I know this is dating, but I got to bring it into like the political space.
Of course,
we're always at the front lines for everybody else. For everybody.
Why?
Brother gets killed, we're in the front lines. The LGBTQ community, we're in the front lines. Other women that are not even showing that up as our allies, we're in the front lines. Gaza, front line. We're always there for everybody else. And on top of all the stuff in our personal lives, we out here trying to save the world. When does that leave time to like really feel comfortable? When does that really leave time to like relax or even just like put yourself first or dating? And I just feel like a lot of women get caught up in saving the world and then they leave little time for themselves.
But that's why I think it's best for, cause I had to tell my mother this the other day, like, she was just like stressing, oh, I'm worried about the kids. Like she got the grandkids and her kids and then some more. Like she's the one, they take all of the kids. Like it's like, that's just like the thing.
Yeah.
So she just like, oh, I'm worried about the kids and stressing and things like that. I'm like,
is it just me or and this is Black women in particular, when I see, especially the ones that are popular on platforms, right? I notice that they feel a lot more comfortable having these conversations about dating and relationships with a gay man. And I think a part of this is they know that a man who does not date women or find them attractive won't say things that may be offensive, or their guard will be down and they'll be more open. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. The inability to have a conversation with straight men who have straight opinions, the type of men that you want to date. That's just something I notice a lot, especially the Shade Room. I've noticed they like this combo of like gay man interviews, woman. And no, this is not me saying that I think people should live the way I live and they shouldn't be able to make their own decisions. It's nothing to do with that. I'm just noticing these type of conversations are had with particular people in a particular environment. And the reality is the men that you look up to, the men you want to date, a lot of them are caffeinated. A lot of them share some controversial opinions that may not be safe for the Shade Room.
Out the dry, because ain't nobody gonna care. They don't care about that.
And she probably feels like she can't ever take a break because who has her? Who has her? Who has her? You know. And I really push for this. Like, I would love to see more examples of strong Black families where there is two people, whoever the two people are. But I think everybody needs a little support in their lives, a little backup. It's hard to do it all by yourself.
Yeah,
I've been doing it by myself, but I'm constantly exhausted. And I never took the time to like stop and smell the roses. Like I really don't. I'm always going. And it's cool for a little while, but it's not really a realistic pace. Like I think people look at me like, how could you even date? Would you even have time for someone? Or definitely a child. I never felt like I had time for that. Never.
Really?
Never. I know. I never felt comfortable. I never felt like I'm in a place where I'm supported, where this person is going to like be able to, have my back. I always felt like I had to go get it myself. And maybe that's daddy issues. I think a lot of women that didn't really grow up with their dad think that, well, I don't have that. I got you.
Right.
No, I have to go get it.
So you think even now
she's toast? Toast.
You feel like even at the stage you're in now, like you don't have time for like a family or.
Now I'm 52, so I don't even know. I mean, I'm still fertile. I know I'm still fertile. I'm not out here getting pregnant before y'all started rumors, okay? But I like so much time has gone by without it, and I've always been on the fence about having kids. Like it was always, if I feel like I have the right partner, then I would go there and want to do it with someone. Right. But I never was the type of woman that's like, I just want to be a mom no matter what. I want it to be the right situation. I want to bring my child into a world.
But see, that's you trying to control. You can't control everything. You can't have everything. Can't just be so controlled.
It can't, but I also don't want to be chaotic. I also don't want to like regret it. I don't want to like bring another kid in the world that says, where's my father? You know, or I just wanted to be a place where I wanted to be with someone that they were dying to be a father. And
well, I ain't heard too many of those.
Right, you know. And I also think that people gotta stop shaming women if they choose not to. It's not, I don't think it should be used as a measure of success having a husband or a child.
This is the problem with being politically correct all the time. You see how she can't properly be honest about stating what she wants, which is a husband, what she knows she needs, which is male guidance in her life, right? She says she's tired. She says she has too much on her plate. You weren't made to carry all this by yourself. You were not the person who's meant to be the head. You were meant to be the helpmate. But you notice how she can't just state what she needs without making sure she's not hurting the feelings of other women who may judge her or look down on her. You're too concerned about other chicks and what they think. Oh, we can't judge women for this. We can't judge them for that. Hey, we also need to remember these people and those people. If she wants to be child free, it doesn't matter. What do you want? Being too worried about other people will limit your progress and the goals that you have set for yourself. Sometimes you need to hone in and stop worrying about everyone else, because the best thing you can do for other people at times is not to end up like them. It's kind of like people who always want to help out other people financially. And eventually you're all broke, right? Even though you have a big check, it disappears when you give it to everybody because you're all in a codependent environment where everybody thinks you owe them and you're all struggling at the end of the day. Eventually you have to say, hey, how can I go set myself up so that not only can I help other people and not have to worry about my financial security, my retirement, but I could also be the example in life for maybe something that other people can aim to. And no, it doesn't mean you're perfect or anybody who is living that life is perfect, but it's better than being in the same boat of other people who are struggling and failing at the thing that you say that you want.
We have gotten past the dark ages where we got to stop looking at women as just baby makers.
Right.
Oprah Winfrey.
I just was about to say, you took it right out of my mouth.
Right? To say that she's not a successful person because she didn't have that one thing that society thinks she should have had, or the two things, a husband and a family, but she's family to so many other people.
Right.
There's other ways to be valuable as a woman. And I think we got to stop doing that. And a lot of women, I see that in comments too, stop doing that to each other. Well, where's your man? A lot of times the women saying that are in relationships just so they can say they have a man. If you are putting up with a lot of bullshit just so you can one up another chick or feel like you're better than someone else because you've got a man, anyone can get a man.
Yeah.
But do you have a good one?
From my they
outside. There's a lot of people I would love to bring them in from outside, okay, and make them my man and give them food and lodging. Okay, I'm not doing that, but like, we got to stop shaming women for that. You could have a very fulfilling life without all that.
Period. What is something that's actually better about love and sex at this stage of life?
I think at this stage, 40s, 50s, less hang-ups about your body, about your looks. Like, you feel sexy. Like, I know I look good, not just for my age. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some wisdom that goes along with it. Not to say there's anything wrong. Like, listen, life was popping in my 20s as well, but it's just different. Like, you have a different kind of confidence at this age. You know what I mean? Like, I know I bring more than just like a physical.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get some wisdom.
I got the beauties in the brain.
And I can cook.
Oh, period.
House is spotless. Credit is approaching 800.
Hey, cooking is a good thing.
Okay.
You have a different kind of confidence when you feel like your life is in order. When I was in my 20s, I may have had a better body and maybe my skin was tighter, my face or my booty was higher.
Okay.
But like, there's not the same confidence isn't there. And I think confidence is very sexy. So I know, like, when I do go there, like, I'm a very sensual, confident person.
Hey, you're going to see a whole lot of this, a whole lot. Eventually, you'll see most of these high and mighty boss babes eventually have to have a nice big piece of humble pie with their espresso. Last but not least, I don't like the framing of there are no more good men left, because that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, because it removes responsibility from the fact that maybe you don't qualify. You got to really think about what she's saying there. All of a sudden, when she was young, there were a bunch of good men. As she got older, all the good men got taken off the market. All that's left are bad men. I don't believe that. That doesn't make any sense. Could it be that those men, even the ones that are quote unquote good and are available, maybe aren't interested in you? That's the question. As always, we're going to check out some of the comments, see what the people have to say. Top comment here reads, funny way to say Kevin Samuels was right. Now, this is interesting because this is actually coming from the Shade Room. Somebody else here added, keep in mind, this is exactly what Kevin Samuels said, and y'all celebrated his death. And so people are here like, the irony in this is crazy. And somebody else who says, facts. Danced on his grave. Here's another person that added, let's see, but they say Kevin Samuels didn't know what he was talking about. Exactly. This is what you call delusion, right? This right here is what you call delusion. Not being able to see things for what they truly are. Somebody else here added, wait, didn't Kevin Samuels say this? I actually think this is hilarious that most of these comments have to do with Kevin Samuels. Here's another person that added, truth is, there was never an endless supply. The amount of good men have always been limited. Another person here added, this is a very decent topic of discussion. Another person here says, my grandma said, travel, live your life, and learn yourself before you get married. I didn't listen, and I should have. And this should also prove to you, by the way, that most of these women who you see complaining would have been unsatisfied either way. Unsatisfied. You want to know who the satisfied women are? The ones who are keeping quiet. The ones that you don't see over here talking about relationships left and right in many cases. Most of these women, if they did get married, would be complaining about the marriages that they're in consistently and talking about how bad it is. And when they don't get it, still complaining. Somebody else here added, a married man isn't necessarily a good man, which is the nonsense I'm seeing in these comments. A man will literally marry you because you're easy to deal with or an enabler. I speak from experience of having straight male friends. Okay, so here we have a gay dude. And so we're going to let this dude right here decide what a good marriageable man is. Man. This is why I say, save yourself, right? Dust your feet off. Do not cast your pearls among swine. Save yourself and build your family if marriage is something that you value. Another person who says, from what I learned, you have to work on you. Become the wife your husband deserves, and he will come to you. Plain and simple. Sit with God and a therapist and get your inner right. You attract what you put out. It worked for me. The problem be most women and men think they are already a catch and live in delusion. Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod to my currently engaged or soon to be married men. If you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.